The Southeast LRT, which of course now is referred to as the Green Line LRT, has been something that's been talked about here at City Hall since the late 80s. But since the recent release of the UCP provincial budget, a lot of people now questioning what's going on. I'm joined now by Ward 12 Calgary City Councillor Shane Keating. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, sir.
Oh, it is nice.
Now, you heard what I just said.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on what's been going on with the Green Line LRT?
Well, the Green Line has had a lot of turns and churning at the moment, and with this latest, the provincial budget and the things that's just percolated back up again. What we have to do with the new Green Line committee is we have to settle that all down, put pens down, make a solid direction. I think it's still full steam ahead, if you want to use those terms again. Mm-hmm. But we have to revisit and say, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? And then focus on that aspect. As it has, we've had many different discussions on many different topics over the last 2 years. All of that has to stop. We have to focus on one and move forward.
So you've been a part of City Council since 2010, right? One thing that we've come to learn is that you listen to the people. What are they saying to you about the Green Line?
Well, they're saying get it done.
Yeah.
And I mean, even back when I was campaigning, both in 13 and 17, and we talked about the tax room, the 52 million, should we do a number of these things? Well over 70% in the first election and over 80% in the next election said, take what you can and get the Green Line built, because we need it. We've been talking for decades about our children going to university on an LRT. Hasn't happened yet. It has to happen at some point in time, and this is the time to do it.
The bus rapid transit, is that a potential solution? There are other councillors that seem to think we can swap out the LRT for the BRT. Is that an option?
Not at all. I mean, we have to have the LRT in some aspects. This is our one chance to get an LRT. If we scrapped everything and went to a BRT, which is, separate roadway, but you're still talking about buses, and you're talking about personnel on each bus, you're talking about diesel and emissions and all of those sorts of things which compound the difficulty. BRT is not the answer.
Okay.
Now, it may work in the far outlying areas, but you got to have the LRT in the center. And if you don't do that, you're losing all of the billions of investment that we've already put into this.
Bill 20, what are your thoughts on that? How is council reacting?
Well, I haven't ever seen that clause before. And there are some similar clauses, but they're not quite as open-ended as that one. Because that says 90 days without cause. In other ones, it says, well, we can pass a bill to cancel it, but they have to go through the whole process through the provincial government to actually cancel it, rather than just a individual say 90 days without cause, you're done. So that really puts a lot of difficulty and uncertainty into that stage or that section of the LRT, of the Green Line, whether it's BRT or LRT. But we have to have the provincial governments coming forward and say, we're dedicated to this portion. We can build this portion now, so let's get it done.
Shane, a real pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much for your time.
It's been great.
Ward 12 City Councillor Shane Keating, everybody. And for City News, I'm Sarah Freemark.